Hey guys, it's Gavanelli, and guess what? Buyout! Bought it a few weeks ago. Resident Evil 6. And let's get started with the reviews. Alright, as you see, same old shit you see when you buy a game, whether it be brand new or used. And what can I tell you about this game? First things first. The secret's out. I'm a cheap bastard. And in this case, beating the game, I don't feel bad at all. I usually try to get a game brand new, but in this case, I don't feel bad at all. But before I get into telling you about this game and showing you some footage, I want you to understand that I'm a huge fan of the franchise. I'm not some biased cat that just picks up a game and comes in the middle of the franchise and be like, the game is shit, it sucks, I want to pee on it. I'm not that kind of person. When I really get into a franchise of a game, I really get into the game. And I tell you just how I feel, but keep in mind, this is just a personal opinion of the game. I don't need nobody getting mad and bashing me and telling me I don't know shit about Resident Evil. Now, to prove that I do, I've been a fan since this, Resident Evil 2. Alright, I didn't like 1, I thought it was slow and boring. But when I started playing this on the PS1, oh man, I fell in love. Now, get this right here that I'm holding, because my PS1 disc got scratched, my 2 CD set got scratched. So I turned right around and went out and bought this one. Now, for those who don't know or don't remember, this is a 2 disc set. You know, you got Leon Kennedy's story, and you got Claire Redfield's story, which is the sister of Chris Redfield. And I don't even know why I still have this, because it ain't like I can play it. I mean, this is for Windows 95, and everything in my house is OS X. So anyway, on to the reviews and the footage. Alright, now what you're seeing here is Leon Kennedy's story. And he has a partner. This is Helena. She's a new character to the franchise. So I decided to start here because it takes quite a while to really get into the action of the game.
It's going to be okay, Lizzie. You're going to be okay.
Dad.
We're almost there. Liz?
Now this game has 4 campaigns, 4 story modes that you play through. You start with 3, you complete the 3, and it unlocks the 4th.
Damn. She's already gone! Shoot her!
I can't believe this.
Well, get used to it. It's either them or us, and they don't hesitate.
Why did this have to happen? I don't think we're alone in here.
Elena, grab your gun. Shit! Don't let him in!
should have been a takedown. Now, he's tired, so he can't really, like, stump on their heads or nothing. You just have to wait for him to get rested. There's a little bar that's flashing red if you can see it. What'll happen is, it'll regenerate.
Let's go.
Now, we're gonna go somewhere else into the story. Each campaign has 5 chapters. This part of the story is actually my favorite because of the element, the environment that is. You're underground in a train tunnel. And I like that. I actually had to lighten up this footage because the game is actually darker than what you see. I mean, it's really damn dark. And while playing it, I had to lighten up my TV. I had to do the same thing for Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Now, I've played this story 3 times, and I cannot recreate that scene.
There was no one at the controls. Zombie Express.
Alright, here's a rundown of the 4 story modes, or the campaigns. Leon and Helena's, their campaign starts off in Raccoon City and works its way to Tokyo. And after his campaign, you don't fight zombies no more throughout the game. Chris Redfield's storyline, his campaign, he's accompanied with a guy named Pierce, who's a new character. I didn't like his storyline too much. I felt like I was playing Resistance. Jake Mueller's campaign is okay. He's accompanied by Sherry Birkin. Jake is new, but Sherry comes from Resident Evil 2. And finally, Ada Wong. She has her own storyline, but she's not accompanied with anyone. Ada's a classic character. She comes from Resident Evil 2. Prelude is actually the first campaign. It's basically just to get you familiar with the mechanics of the controllers and the game. I like Ada's campaign and I like Leon's campaign also. And that's because their campaign felt more like Resident Evil than Jake's and Chris Redfield's. Jake's story feels more like a fill-in, like it's filling up the story. Ada is her story is pretty much sealing the deal. This game suffers a lot from poor camera angles. It has its fun moments. The storyline is okay. You really can't go wrong with the Resident Evil storyline. I just wish they'd have stayed with the zombie thing instead of mutating humans and shit. Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City are 2 different games entirely. Although they both was released this year, they're 2 different games. They don't fall in accordance with each other. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, or ORC for short, takes place during the events of Resident Evil 2 and 3, so it serves as a backdrop story, like letting you know this is what was going on while you was in the police department fighting for your damn life. So I like this story. I like this game. I really do. You can play it with 3 other friends, and Resident Evil 6 you can only play it with 1 friend or a total stranger. And what else can I tell you? when playing this game, it doesn't suffer from the camera angles like Resident Evil 6 does. And another thing, I don't know if you noticed, but if you look at the footage of me playing both of these games, you probably will notice that Resident Evil ORC is more spatial, whereas running on Resident Evil, like through hallways and corridors and stuff like that, it feels like you're running through an alley. Everything is so narrow and small in comparison to ORC. I like ORC. I like the story. I like it very much because I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil 2 and 3. Now, I played both of these games with one of my friends, and whereas I like ORC more for the story, he likes Resident Evil 6 more. He feels like he got more bang for his buck with Resident Evil 6 because of all the campaigns. Pretty much made the game pretty long. Whereas when you play Resident Evil ORC, the campaign is really short. I enjoyed ORC very much. So to get more bang for your buck, then you go with Resident Evil 6. If you're a fan of the whole franchise at whole, then Resident Evil ORC is the game for you. Now, both games have little special multiplayer online games, little mini games or whatever. And ORC has more multiplayer games than Resident Evil 6. Nothing to brag about, really. Nothing to brag about. Fun to a degree. And I'm going to leave it at that. So, that's the difference between the two. Now, overall, because this video is mainly about Resident Evil 6, this is what I have to say. This is my opinion. Resident Evil 6 has bad camera angles. The story is what keeps the game going, because you always want to know what happened and what's his story or what's her story. So that's what I like about the game. But honestly, I really think Capcom dropped the ball on the whole Resident Evil franchise, because it used to be about zombies, nothing but zombies, and now you're fighting mutated human beings and people that turn into dinosaurs and shit like that, and that just clearly destroys the whole experience for me. So that's just my opinion. But anyway, I hope this helped you, and if you like the game, then you like the game. If you don't, then hey, I want you. Later.